Hey, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy, and today I'm taking a look at Leaders of Euphoria. This game is going to be on Kickstarter. It's put out by OverWorld Games, and they're working with Stonemaier Games. And so, if you know anything about OverWorld, they started out on Kickstarter with an awesome game that went crazy called Good Cop, Bad Cop. And so, Leaders of Euphoria is a Good Cop, Bad Cop game in the Euphoria universe. And so, they got together with Jamie Stegmaier, and they got the artist that worked on Euphoria, and they came together to make this awesome game that they're going to have on Kickstarter. So let's figure out what Leaders of Euphoria is, and we'll take a look at what they sent me in the box. So this is a Kickstarter preview, so things could change and probably will change as the campaign goes. So make sure you check out that to see what kind of stretch goals that they're going to have. And actually, they sent me a picture of an awesome model, 3D model, that they're hopefully going to be turning some of these into. And so you can check that out to see what that model is going to be like. But in the game that they sent me, you get these cool looking standees that represent ray guns that you're going to be pointing at people at the table to try to kill them. You get some player aid cards that have two sides. You've got the Euphorian Subterranean side and then the Wastelander side, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Then you get some cool artifact cards. And so what's great about this, as maybe compared to Good Cop, Bad Cop, is this is not just stock like little logos or icons, but these are actually some really cool artwork that they did that actually just really pops on this game. And so you could tell that they spent the time and money to invest in this. And what's great about that is this is from what I can tell, a ready-to-go game. So if you back anything on Kickstarter, sometimes they have to spend all this time developing final art and all that kind of stuff. It looks like they're pretty close to being done with that. And then also you got recruit cards. So these are recruit cards for the Euphorians and for the Subterranean. And so what you're going to do, they've done this and they've tweaked this game. It works perfectly with all different player counts, but based off of the number of players, you're actually going to remove some of these cards from the game. And then you take your Subterranean and your Euphorian leader, and you're going to shuffle these up, and you're going to pass these out around the table. Everybody gets 3 cards in front of them, and whichever they have the majority of is which team they're on. So if they have more Subterraneans or if they have more Euphorians, that's the team that they're on. And so you're going to take turns going around the table trying to find out who the leader is of each group. And so if you are more Subterraneans, let's find out what I am here. So I have more Subterraneans than I have Euphorians, so I'm a Subterranean guy. So I'm looking around the table trying to find the Euphorian leader. When I find them, my job is to point my gun at that person, shoot them, kill them. If I do that, I win. And it's the other way for the Subterraneans or the Euphorians. It flip-flops. So they're looking for the opposite leader, kill them, you win the game. What's different about this game than in just Good Cop, Bad Cop is they've now created what's called a Wastelander. And so that's what the other side of the card is for. So if I am ever shot and killed in this game, and I am not a leader, right? So I'm just a regular dude, just trying to live out my life, man. If I'm just a regular guy, then I become a Wastelander, and now it's my job. My only job is to try to kill any leader, right? It doesn't matter who it is, Euphorian or Subterranean. My job now is to that. So that's a cool difference in this game, is that you're not eliminated from the game, but you continue to play your cards and try to find people so that you can become the winner of the game. So if you do that, you win the game. That's great. So something else that's different in this game is artifact cards. Instead of just playing them and then they're gone, you're going to continually use these cards. So if you use a card, it goes at the bottom of the deck and it can come up again. So how does a round work, right? So they give you this cool little card. It basically tells you what you can do. At the beginning of your round, at the beginning of your turn, you can either give a card to another player or you can dump all of your cards to get a new one. So if you got a whole bunch of bad artifact cards, you want to get rid of them, you can do that. Then you get to choose an action. So on your turn, you can do a couple things, right? The first thing that you could do is you can use an artifact card. But in order to use an artifact card, you have to reveal one of your recruits. And so that lets people at the table know something about you, but they don't know everything. So I just revealed a Euphorian recruit, but like you know, I'm actually Subterranean. So that tells part of the story, but not all of the story. So I'm going to reveal a recruit, use a card, and follow that card's ability, whatever that might be. Something else that I could do is I could hide one of my recruits, so I don't want you to know who one of them are, and so that might confuse you because you might not remember who I am. I can point my ray gun at somebody And so that is basically a turnout. So you point your gun at someone, you declare who it's pointed at. So like these are down on the table, right? So I would pick up a gun and say, okay, I'm shooting at Tim, you know? And then, but I don't actually shoot him yet. I have to wait until the next round comes around to shoot the gun. And all kinds of stuff could happen in between then. Somebody else could repoint my gun, somebody take my gun from me, all that kind of stuff. The only thing you can't do with a gun is you can't point it at yourself, and you can't shoot yourself. What else can you do? I think that's it. Oh, you can also interrogate, right? So I can look at somebody, so I can reach across the table and I can pull up one of their cards and say, he's got a subterranean. And that's really helpful if, like, let's say right here, this is me and somebody else reached across the table. They could see my subterranean card, and now they know a little bit more of the picture. They see one Euphorian, one subterranean, but they don't know what that middle card is, so they don't know exactly who I am yet. And so play continues around the game. The flavor always comes down to these artifact cards, so the cards that you have in your hand that allow you to do all kinds of different things, such as, right? So if you have the Dream Stopper, each player who is holding a ray gun drops it. Bummer. So I knew who it was, and I could have shot the leader, but my ray gun is gone. Now I have to take the time to pick up the ray gun. That takes a turn. Wait till it comes back around again. Then I could shoot him, and a lot can happen in between then. Or maybe you get the Burial Chamber. Choose up to 3 exposed non-leader cards to hide. So I could expose, boom, boom, that kind of thing. Here is the Wrist Restraints. Interrogate or recruit. You may take a second action this turn. That's a pretty great one. So I need to take a second action on one turn. Choose a ray gun held by any player and change the target of that ray gun. So I know who the recruit is, or the leader is, and I'm going to shoot them next turn, but somebody else changes who it's pointed at. Now I've got to spend another turn to point my gun back at them. So there's all kinds of cool extra add-ons when it comes to these artifact cards. So what are my thoughts on Leaders of Euphoria? Number one, I really enjoyed Good Cop, Bad Cop. So when they said that they were coming out with a new one, I was kind of excited and intrigued to see what they were going to do. And then I really like Euphoria. Like, I really like that game. I love the worker placement aspect. I love the design, the artwork to it. So when they said that they were going to be mixing the two, I thought this is a great combination. And then when I found out that you're not eliminated from the game, but you're going to become a wastelander, that's great, because it takes away the idea that I'm going to be out of the game and I just sit around and wait for the turn to be over. And then that you can continually use artifact cards is even better, right? So they took a game, you could tell that they really thought through, they probably gotten a lot of feedback, and then they worked it into this new game. And the artwork, I think, is phenomenal. I just love the style of it. I love the way that it feels. And I think that they've got a home run here. So my suggestion to you is, if you don't have a Good Cop, Bad Cop game, get this one. If you like Good Cop, Bad Cop, but you like the artwork and you like being not eliminated in the game, this could be something that you want to pick up. So take a look at Leaders of Euphoria on Kickstarter. Check it out. See if it's a game that's going to work for you, and maybe you'll want to back it. So there you go. That's my preview of Leaders of Euphoria. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Board Game Closet. We're all over the place on our website, boardgamecloset.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks a lot for watching the Board Game Closet. If you've got a board game that you would like us to preview, send us an email. Go to theboardgamecloset.com, fill out the form, and let us know about your upcoming game on Kickstarter or your published game that you'd like us to review. We'd love to take a look at it and feature it on this channel. Thanks a lot.